Join me for this Padres postgame recap for May 17th, where the Padres play an exciting game but come up short tonight in the 10th inning to the Washington Nationals by a score of 5-4. 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Nationals. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Padres. This was an exciting ball game. Lots to talk about. We'll start off in the early part of this game. First inning, Gio Gonzalez, the starter for the Nationals, not very sharp tonight, and the Padres were able to take advantage. Kyle Blanks with a base hit that scored a run. Bryce Harper makes a throw to third base, gets past Ryan Zimmerman, who should have been able to block the ball, but he didn't. Error goes to Bryce Harper, but really Zimmerman should have been able to get that ball. Bottom line is another run scored, 2-0 Padres at the end of one inning. Meanwhile, starter for the Padres, Burch Smith, making a second major league start. You could tell he learned his lesson from his last outing where he got beat up on his fastball in the second inning. He didn't make the same mistake this time. He stuck with his overpowering fastball at the knees, located at both sides of the plate, but also mixed in his changeup and his breaking ball. Not very much, but just enough. A nice little accent to keep the Nationals off that heater, and he was very effective through 3 innings, actually overpowering through the first 3 innings. Then he ran into trouble in the 4th inning, gave up a couple of singles, made a couple of 2-strike mistakes, and then makes a mistake on a fastball inner half to Adam LaRoche, who drives it over the center field wall for a 3-run home run. That is the 9th home run that Adam LaRoche had hit here at Petco Park, and his 14th against the Padres' lifetime. Meanwhile, Padres, by the way, give credit to Burch Smith. After he gives up the 3-run home run, he doesn't collapse. He gets out of that inning. Padres score a run. Later on, Burch Smith again runs into a problem with the home run ball. This time it's to Ryan Zimmerman on a fastball out over the plate, driven opposite field. And then again to Adam LaRoche, this time on a fastball down and away that he drives to dead center field for his 10th home run here at Petco, 15th lifetime against the Padres. He's just been the Padre killer. And at that point, Burch Smith was out of the ballgame. He ends up giving up 5 runs. But again, a nice outing for the young man. You could tell that he had matured just from his previous outing, learned his lesson, used some very nice changeups throughout this game, and had an overpowering fastball for most of it. Yes, he walks away, with nothing to show for it except 5 more earned runs. But hey, this kid's got great stuff, and he continues. He's already shown that he can learn here at the major league level. So nice outing for him, all said and done. Padres are able to scratch a run across. They're trailing by 2 as we go into the bottom of the 9th inning. They bring in Soriano. He's been perfect in save opportunities this year. The Padres hit a ground ball to Ryan Zimmerman. And Ryan Zimmerman is going through something right now. I don't necessarily want to call it the yips, but he cannot throw the ball over to first base right now. The only play that he can make with any confidence is the swinging bunt down the third base line where he has to charge, not think about it, and do the sidearm throw over to first base. On that, no problem. Anything else where he has to think about it, he gets himself into no man's land. He's not sure if he wants to throw up top or down below. He gets in this middle area. He's not confident throwing the ball at all. He opens up the inning for 2 unearned runs to score, thanks to base hits by Chase Headley, Kyle Blanks, Alexi Amarista, all coming through in the clutch. Padres scored 2 to tie this ball game up and to send it into extra innings. Padres have the momentum. You think everything's good. Houston Street comes into the game, hangs a changeup to Tracy, the pinch hitter, who has been 2 for 14 as a pinch hitter this year. But hanging changeup, it's going to get hit. It gets hit hard over the right field wall for a home run. Padres try to make a comeback in the bottom of the 10th inning. They get runners on base, but Storen comes in for the save and shuts things down. Last play of the game, by the way, a ground ball to Ryan Zimmerman, who bobbles it. And I think because he bobbles it, then he has no time to think about it. He has to rush and do the sidearm throw. It wasn't a great throw, but he gets it over there. I am convinced that if he had fielded that ball cleanly and had time to think about it and take 2 or 3 steps, there's a really good chance that he would have thrown that ball away. Maybe good news, bad news that he bobbled it. It helped him to get that thought out of his mind of how he was going to throw the ball. Just didn't work out for the Padres tonight, even on that last play. Unfortunate, and they fall to the Nationals 2-0 in this series. But it was an exciting ball game. The Padres fought back. They did everything they possibly could, and they just got to try to come out and get them tomorrow. But hey, their job is not any easier tomorrow. Saturday ball game, 5:40 start. Who do we got going? Eric Stoltz going for the Padres. Jordan Zimmerman, good stuff. He's going to be going for the Nationals. So once again, the Nationals aren't hitting the ball real well. They have in this series, no question about it. 4 of their 6 hits tonight were home runs. But they have a tough pitching staff. The Padres will have their work cut out once again for them tomorrow. As I mentioned, 5:40 start. Ted Leitner and myself will be bringing you the call on the Mighty 1090. Oh, by the way, I want to say congratulations to Carlos Quinton and his wife on the arrival of their first son, Clark. Congratulations. Great to have that first child. Glad that mom and baby are doing well. And he was on the paternity leave list today, which means he was not available The Padres were able to make a move, though, as we talked about earlier in the game. But in case you hadn't heard, Tim Stauffer was called up today to make room for him. Thad Weber was designated for assignment, so that's what made room for Tim on the 40-man roster. And Tim is taking Carlos Quentin's spot on the roster for today. Now, Carlos is expected to be activated tomorrow. If that's the case, I'm suspecting right now Bert Smith probably gets sent down. And the reason I'm guessing that is because Clayton Richard threw great in his rehab start, as we talked about last night. And he should be ready to go in 5 days. So the assumption would be, at this point, Bert Smith getting sent down, Clayton Richard will come back and take his spot in 5 days. And at that point, the Padres will have to make another decision of what roster move they want to make room for Clayton Richard. But that's all speculation. We'll wait and see what actually happens and what the Padres announce. Thanks for joining me tonight. Again, 5:40 tomorrow on the Mighty 1090. Join us for this matchup, and we'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow.